you know that all of this mindset work and healing work and energy work and therapy and coaching, and let me repeat that because with YouTube Live, it seems like it kicks on a little bit later. So I'm going to start over. How would you know that the mindset work, the coaching, the classes, the videos, the self development books, the therapy, the healing work, how do you know that it actually worked? Well, there actually are some very clear, precise indicators, evidence, strategy, procedures for you to know that it worked, okay? Now, there's two ways. First of all, obviously, if you have been dealing with an addiction or an unwanted habit or a fear or a phobia, right, you would notice that, for example, the urge for the addiction is gone, which, by the way, everything that I'm going to mention in this video, yes, hypnotherapy, I should say Susan Urban Hypnotherapy can help you with that. Any and all. And the end goal is what I'm going to share with you about how would you even know that all this work that you have invested yourself into has worked. So with, like I said, addiction, fears, phobias, you would know because the proof is in the pudding, like right away, Rich. But what about with deeper issues like anxiety, depression, self esteem issues, insecurities, procrastination, self sabotage? How would you know? Okay, here are some of the very clear indicators, evidence, procedure, strategy for you to know that it worked because you will have changed. Your life will have changed because you will have caused the change. Number one, you will notice that just generally speaking, you feel a lot lighter. You feel better. You feel happier for no good reason, actually, just automatically. So that's number one. Number two, and this is my favorite, actually, because this is where I, for myself, saw the biggest shift. You suddenly begin to have a deep and profound appreciation for yourself. You begin to have a lot more self confidence than you've had in your lifetime. Your self esteem grows. You feel so good about you as a person. You, like I said, more appreciation for yourself, more gratitude for yourself, more validation for yourself, more acceptance for yourself. You suddenly begin to see yourself in a much greater, better, bigger light. Like, in other words, that's where your gratitude, in other words, instead of the inner critic, the constant beating yourself up, the shaming, the blaming, oh, you should this and you should that, and what's wrong with you, and instead of constantly picking on yourself, all of that shifts. You now walk into a room with grace, with self confidence, feeling in control of yourself. You have phenomenal emotional regulation about yourself. You no longer have a temper. You no longer have irrational fear. You have much more inner peace. You become my favorite rejection proof. That means, regardless of what people's opinions might be about you, what they think about you, what you should be, none of that interests you anymore because you have become so aware and in tune that this is your life. Your needs, your wants, your desires are what matter the most. You get to pursue that unapologetically. So that means you will have a lot more clarity about your passions, about your mission, about your capabilities, about your abilities, about your genius as a person. And I promise you, every single human being has a secret sauce. That's how I like to call it. And it's for you to discover what that is. So people who came to me before when they were anxious or depressed or self-conscious or nervous or fearful or constant worrying now walk into a room like they own the room, even if they don't. But that's the goal, where you can literally finally give yourself permission to be who you are, who you want to be unapologetically. And you do it with sincerity, with certainty in yourself, with grace, with passion, with compassion. You also no longer, um, what's the word? You no longer hold resentment about the past, the baggage. You're like, what baggage? You are able to have such peace about the past, regardless what happened. You no longer blame your past, your history, your parents, your language, none of that. You have taken full and complete responsibility, ownership about your life. That means not that you blame yourself for your past or you blame that's not what that means. Responsibility means, oh dear, this is what my past was, this is what my parents were, this is what my upbringing was. Okay, check, 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 got it. Those are the facts. What can I do now? The ability to respond. The ability to respond and realize you have powerful resources inside of you that give you the ability to deal with life and the stresses, which is a guarantee, different way. No longer feeling stressed, no longer feeling anxious, no longer feeling kerfluffled. Instead, you deal with the stress and the challenge and head on. It's like, no problem. Bring it on. No problem. People are no longer able to trigger you. They're no longer able to poke and prod you. It doesn't work anymore. All those people that tried in the past to poke and prod you, you know what I mean, test you and tease you and single you out, cheat, lie. It doesn't work anymore because you are literally now 10 steps ahead. You just one little conversation, your gut, your heart, your head will tell you everything you need to know about it. And you have also learned to listen to those impulses, the magic that you have inside. How is that possible? Because that was always there, except it was buried underneath a lot of stress. Stress and distractions that you had been listening to for a long time. It's called trauma. It's called history. It's called bad parenting. It's called people around you that have no emotional intelligence. It's called expectations from society, from culture, from politics, from medicine, from education, from propaganda, from marketing, from Hollywood. It's everywhere. This global hypnosis is everywhere. So please remember, you are a walking, talking, breathing miracle. But we have all been conditioned. And as an adult today, should you be willing to take this on, you get to decondition. This is as a hypnotherapist. My number one job isn't even to hypnotize, it's to de-hypnotize. It's to help you get rid of the programs that are not serving you, the programs that are causing you procrastination, self-sabotage, self-doubt, feeling whatever, what's that called? Feeling self-conscious. You have no right to be self-conscious. You get to walk into every room like you own the room, instead of tiptoeing around, instead of playing small, because you were made, born, created for greatness, taught to play small. That's another program, and it doesn't serve you. So that's number two. Number two is you begin to finally have a deep appreciation for yourself as a human being, how far you have come, and what all of that trauma and baggage actually really meant. And number three, which is, of course, can low confidence be? Yes. What a great question. I love you for this question. Listen, somebody's reading on our parade, like loudly. Listen to me. Listen carefully. You were born with 1,000% self-confidence, but it was shamed out of you. I know this is not funny, but this is true. It was shamed out of you because the minute we're born, there are these important people. Sometimes they're called adults, sometimes they're called authority figures, although I don't even like, and now those people. And they try to teach you and train you how you should be, how you shouldn't be, what's wrong about you, what's right about you. Oh, you'll never amount to anything. Oh, you suck at math. Oh, you're too short. No, you're too fat. Like, oh, this goes on and on. Like, this goes on for your whole entire life until you wake up, until you realize, wait a minute, that was just somebody's opinion. Why would I buy into that? So what if I'm short? Who cares? What does that have to do with anything? And it's just a silly, stupid example. But please understand, you were born with self confidence, with a powerful self esteem. Please watch children 2, 3 years old at a playground. What do you hear? Daddy, mommy, look at me. They got no teeth. They got wobbly thighs. Like those children still have so much self confidence. There is no such thing as feeling self conscious. But remember, that eventually gets shamed out of us. So that means the self confidence is still there. I hope I'm making myself clear. So, can you hypnotize me through the screen? I can do anything I want. Of course, I hypnotize people all the time. But remember, to hypnotize people doesn't mean I'm doing something against their will or I'm doing something covertly or I'm saying something magical that will magically affect them. Hypnosis is the practice of participation. We get hypnotized all the time. When you watch a commercial, that's hypnosis. When you listen to a political candidate, that's hypnosis. When you listen to your doctor, that's hypnosis. The priest, hypnosis. The Pope, for sure, hypnosis. You open up the newspaper, that's hypnosis. You watch the news, that's hypnosis. It's everywhere. The key is to learn how to not get hypnotized, how to not get sucked into somebody else's agenda. That's the key. So, because hypnosis is about influence, and you know who the best hypnotist in the world is? The best? It's you. Because your thoughts, what you think and how you think on a daily basis, on a moment to moment, we all have about 80,000 thoughts a day. Those thoughts have the most profound impact on you, on your confidence, on your life, on your mission, on your passion, on your relationships, on your health, and that's why I teach my clients surgical self hypnosis. I want them to become so precise, so good at this, that nothing can penetrate their mind unless they want to. Unless they want to. I want you to be so thoughtful and careful. What are the thoughts you thinking? Those thoughts that you think, are they sabotaging you? Are they uplifting you? Are they empowering you? Or hurting you? Right? So that's step number one. Good question. The third way you know that, and by the way, I just got a phone call, so I'm not sure if the sound still goes through. Please let me know because I don't want to waste your time or my time. Step number one, you feel lighter, more inner peace. You feel so much better about yourself, about your life. Number two, you start to feel self confidence. You start to feel full of yourself, like not in an arrogant, pompous, self absorbed kind of way, but like a deep appreciation for yourself. And number three, and this is my ultimate favorite, you start to take action differently in your life. Instead of waiting and hesitating, and I'll start on Monday, and I'm not ready yet, and I'd love to open a business, but maybe I can't. What if I fail? What if I. All those things, no. You take action now. No more tiptoeing around. You know what your worth is, you know what your mission is, you know what your passion is, you know what your greatness is, and you go for it. That's how I measure my client success. First question I will always ask them, it's like, what do we get to celebrate? What did you do? Did you get value from our session? What did you do with the information that you got? How did you move through the world this week? For example, I had a client who had a very, 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 let's just say billion, okay? Billion kind of a business. And he found out that there was a partner, not an employee, a partner, who cheated on him, lied to him, stole from him. And here's the tragedy, he didn't have the guts to confront this person. And the very first question he asked me on our consultation call was, Susan, I am sick and tired of being a people pleaser. I know that I should say certain things to certain people, but I'm afraid I can't get myself to do it. I want to be a good guy. Come over here, sit down. Let's get into it. Needless to say, this person now handles certain people the right way, if you know what I mean. Because things like this, no, no bueno, no go. But this is an example, right? This person also had been conditioned, brainwashed, hypnotized in his childhood that you have to be a good boy, right? And you have to smile and you just, well, when you're an adult, not a good idea, not always. So you start to take action differently. You become unapologetic, not rude, not crude, not dismissive, not like there's a difference between moving through ego and there's a difference moving through your real self, where you feel grounded, centered, you know what you want, you know your North Star, and everything you do is calculated. You learn how to discern, you learn how to ask questions, you move through the world with a lot more purpose, and you know the three most powerful, important resources you have. And this is why you protect them with everything you have, and you're extremely discerning, is your time, your attention, and your energy. I know that money is a resource, but you spend your energy, time, and attention, you will never ever get it back. So you better be very careful. That's my recommendation anyway. Where and with whom you give that away. You are a gift. That gift isn't free. It's special and it's up to you, especially now that you're an adult, to ask yourself, where is this gift worth giving to? So, any questions? Let me know. And I'll see you next time. And if you guys, obviously, yes, I do offer a free consultation. If you guys want to chat with me, help you recover, restore, heal, empower, whatever, get free of that addiction, procrastination, self sabotage, fear, phobia, anxiety, depression, OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, PTSD, post traumatic stress disorder, ADD, ADHD. I don't even know that I've ever worked with something that addiction, like any of those. I'm not speaking on behalf of hypnotherapy. I'm speaking on behalf of Susan Urban hypnotherapy. Okay, there's a big distinction between those tools. Anyhow, I gotta go. Thanks again for participating, and I will see you guys most likely tomorrow. In the meantime, feel free to leave me a comment on any one of my videos, because if there's something you want me to talk about or teach you or share with you, please let me know and we'll make it happen. I promise. I read every one of my comments. Talk to you soon.